Can you see it? All right. How's it going, everybody? Everybody hear me A-okay? How's it going, Charles? Well, yes, Tim, I did. Well, I didn't so much comb it as I just gave her the old, greased her. I kind of went the opposite way there for the thing. Okay, glad you guys can hear me. We'll just give her a little bit here for maybe a few other people to join in. Sorry, I'm a little bit late. Still trying to figure all this technology stuff out. Let me know if this light here is maybe a little bit too bright for you guys. I don't know if that makes it better or worse. No, don't worry about it. MBD. So we're in for a little bit of a cold spell there tonight. They're calling for -20, which for the middle of January is not bad at all. Could be a heck of a lot worse. Usually this time of year we're looking at -30 or colder. So -20 for one night is not bad at all. I was up in the bush there yesterday with the snow machine, and in one spot I think there was like maybe 2 inches of snow. Out in the fields there's definitely a little more. We got maybe 10 to 12 inches out in the fields. But yeah, definitely in the bush, not much snow. That's cedar swamp too. That's not hardwoods. But yeah, so Jess is gonna put in some cows in the barn there tonight, try and keep her a little bit warm. I just went and filled the fire in the garage, so it's decent in there in the morning. I gotta spend tomorrow getting all my furs ready, because tomorrow night I am shipping my first lot of coyotes out to North Bay for harvesters. So I will be in the garage tomorrow. I got to give everything a good comb through and fold them up, put them in the bags, and get all the paperwork signed and filled out, ready to go. But yeah, so we went out this morning, hung up all the hides up on the end of the barn implement shed that we have here. Not barn, implement shed. Got some pictures just before the wind started to pick up, so that was pretty nice. If you guys follow me on Facebook, you guys will have seen the pictures. And if you don't, well, I don't know what to tell you. No. There will be a video coming up actually in the next, that one will be what? Saturday. Yeah, Saturday, that video will be coming up. So you'll be able to see some of the pictures and whatnot for that. I don't know, did you include any of the pictures? Okay. She hasn't done that one yet. Anyway. But there's a new video going up tomorrow, so don't miss that, guys. That is just a really long video. I think it's like 35 minutes long or something like that. It's a little bit crazy. Kind of apologize ahead of time. I got carried away. I was putting in footholds for fox and coyotes. They were all haymound sets. So I did a big loop covering 200 acres, 250 acres. And I just was going around with the snow machine making a big loop and putting in sets. I guess I'm kind of answering your question there, eh, Tim? Yeah. Yeah, so that's what I spent yesterday afternoon doing, putting in some footholds. I find the haymound sets to work better with fox more so than the coyotes. And in the video that you're going to watch tomorrow, Tim, you will see a lot more of that and why I don't run footholds more often and why I don't do different sets other than the haymound sets. But you got to watch the video. So anyway, yeah, so it was a long video because I did like probably almost 10 minutes on the first set, but I like did a in detail kind of little video of that. So yeah, that burnt up quite a bit of time. But if you're interested in kind of learning how to do a haymound set, it kind of shows you. But I also have made one 3 or 4 years ago. It's got, I don't know, it's got like 600,000 views. No, not really, but it's got like 6,000 views, or I don't know what it's got, but it's got some good views. But I did a really nice in-depth, short, compressed mini version of yesterday's. And so if you want to check that out, go ahead. Otherwise, this one, yeah, don't spoil it. Sorry. But yeah, so then I also videoed kind of all the sets that I put in, what I baited them with and everything. Yeah, you'll have to watch it, okay? Just look at, I'm losing viewers. Like, it's just, they're dropping off because they're like, oh, anyway. Tim's sticking with me. You're a good man. We use Tubby Man. How's it going, Wyatt? Nice of you to join us late, but at least you showed up. No, you're only 8 minutes late. That's not too bad. So you, Tim, you just put a square bale out in the field and set off the two corners, is what I'm reading, if I'm understanding that. Mike, oh, coyote killer. I'm doing fantastic, especially now that you showed up. I mean, you made my evening. Let's put it that way. You're forgiven. You're forgiven. Just don't let it happen again, okay? Do you run drags with that setup, Tim, or do you stake them down? Because that's, well, I'm not going to spoil the video. This is going to be hard for me tonight to not just give you a verbal run through of the whole video and then nobody will watch tomorrow. But anyway, just, yeah, you know what? I'm just going to sit here and you guys are going to look at my face. I'm not even going to talk anymore. That didn't last long. That's all right. Yeah, so minus 20th night, cows going in the barn, and fire's on in the garage, and on in the, the house too. You're a good man. You're a good man, Wyatt. I knew I could count on you. If anybody here, I could count on you. Okay, so you stake them down. I see. If they mess it up. Yep. See, here, hard ground freezes. Something fierce. Like, yeah, feet deep of frost. Kirk, good man. You showed up too. You're worse than Wyatt. You're later. That's all right. Yeah, so the frost really kills us here. So you pretty much have to. I mean, I know you could pre-drill and drive stakes and blah blah blah, but it's just easier to run stakes or drags. So that's what I do. I run drags. But yeah. One of the things that I wanted to cover tonight was I joined this new group there on Facebook. Now I can't remember. I should have wrote it down. Give me a second here, guys. I'm gonna just check what it is. But what it is it's a snaring Facebook page. But yeah, just give me a second and yeah. But yeah, so they go through, they have, pictures of coyotes and all that. Snare Masters. That is the group I joined today was Snare Masters. And you know what? It's a pretty good group. There's only, I think, like 500 members. But from what I've seen so far, I like it. I think Adam Moggy is the guy that runs the site. I've chatted with him a bit there today, but yeah, so go check that out if you guys are interested in snaring. Yeah, so, but yeah, so one of the topics I wanted to talk about tonight was snare types. We got into some discussions today about what everybody's running for snares. I even seen some comments that apparently I'm a cheap trapper because of the snares I make. I can make my snares for under $2, and I'm proud of that. But apparently, in the trapping world industry, cheap is bad. I don't know, but because I don't put anything snazzy or special on my snares, I keep the cost down. But because I don't put anything snazzy, I guess I don't have as many dead coyotes in the snare as I should, which I agree. I wish more of them were dead, but what can you do? I mean, I don't know. I guess I need to go snazzy. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I seen you in that there actually today, Kirk. But yeah. Anyway, it's good. So, what do you guys run for snares? Do you guys run any of the kill springs, like the Seneca springs, even the Rams? I know we kind of touched a little bit on that in the last live show, if you will. You're not stealing my thunder, man. Well, that's good. That's awesome, actually. Now you just need to come up with some money, eh? No, you'll get there. Maybe we'll start like a GoFundMe for you, eh? That's all right. I wish somebody would start a GoFundMe for me, but anyway, not that I'm asking. GoFundMe. No, I don't need any more goats. Oh, but
you didn't have any goats.
What?
I thought you didn't have any goats.
I don't have any goats. Goats are retarded. Kirk, what do you run for snares though for your fox? Do you run the 1/16 with just a regular lock? Nothing snazzy on there. Tim, how do you find the cable restraints? I've heard kind of some mixed messages on whether or not people like them and what they think about them. I guess if that's all you can use, I mean, it's better than nothing. I don't know. I don't really know because I can use snares, or killing snares, I guess I should say. (1/16th) cam. Okay. Yep. Yeah. I run a 1/16th also, but I run usually an Adams lock, which is just the half moon style. But yeah, same idea. I was out. I checked all the snares there today. I didn't catch anything, which absolutely sucks. But on a brighter note, on a good note, there was some sign. So up in Jordan's bush, if you guys watch my videos, which you guys should, I don't know why you wouldn't, but if you don't, you won't know what I'm talking about. But up in Jordan's, there was finally, looked like 2 or 3 coyotes come through, but I'm lacking on bait big time. I have no bait in my bait piles, so it's hard to kind of keep them interested. I got one guy that's bringing me a moose hide. I got another buddy that has a couple moose quarters, but pretty much I just need people to start hitting deer with their cars around here so that I can start picking them up. I never really wanted to say that in the past because I feel like I'm probably going to end up hitting a deer now, which I don't want. But yeah, so I kind of need lots of roadkill or bait in general. Horse meat, yeah, that would be fine and dandy. But anyway, so yeah, so there's some new sign there at the sand pit. A few coyotes came through there also. Could have been the same ones, I'm not sure. I didn't see them cross the main trail, and the 2 baits are on the opposite side from each other, and I don't know, like half a kilometer away from each other. But anyway, I hung a new snare on the way into the sand pit in the pines, and yeah, kind of promising there. It looked like a pretty good little trail. And actually, it's been a good trail, but up until a few weeks ago, the deer had been in there 90% of the time on that same trail. I haven't seen a deer track on that trail now for a couple of weeks, so I feel pretty confident that I can hang a snare there now and not not be too worried about catching a deer. So there was a little bit of sign at the bait pile too at the sand pit. They work for me. They work okay for me. Yeah, that's what I run for coyotes is a 3/32 7x7. I was talking to that guy on Facebook there that runs Snare Master. He runs the 5/64 1x19. I've never run them 1x19, so I'm not sure. I'm kind of interested in maybe buying a roll of it just to try it out. But I'm a little bit nervous as to how stiff it is. I know a lot of people run it, but I'm just a little bit nervous on how stiff it is. I know it holds its shape better, but with that being said, does it close as fast? So I don't know. If you guys run 1x19, let me know what you guys think. But yeah. Over at my brother's place, those 2 baits, what do we have going on in there? There's a fox hanging around, the one off of the A, and there was fox actually back at the house too. I set a new snare today down along the creek where we picked up the last coyote. Maybe about 30 feet from there. The fox had been going up the bank using the same log jam that I talked about in the recent videos. and yeah, so I found where he's been going quite often. So I put a snare there. I kind of snuck down there and hung one. So hopefully he will be hanging there next time I go and check, but we'll see. Back in the home bush, not a whole lot moving right now back there, but there's been a fair amount of sign up in the bush where I did my foothold loop, if you will. So when you watch that video, you'll understand. I also came across some really crazy tracks, which are in that video. The foothold one that's coming out tomorrow. But yeah, so I videoed that, and let me know what you guys think, because they're kind of weird. Like I said in the video, we don't have Wolverine. We don't have Lynx. People argue with me whether or not there's Lynx on the island, and I have never seen sign. I've never seen a Lynx. There's lots of bobcat, but yeah, so we don't have that. We have wolves, we have coyotes, and bobcat. But these tracks looked really weird. Anyway, I don't know what they were. Yes, I know, Wyatt. I know. Now you won't be able to sleep tonight for the excitement of tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock Eastern Time. Our video is going to come up. I hope you're the first one to watch it. You better be. Set your alarm. Oh, Wyatt's leaving us. I got to run, Mike. Yes. Remember to hit that like button. That's right. Okay, well we'll still be here, hopefully. If you just gotta go to the bathroom or something, don't be too long. You gotta run. Got the runs. Okay. We shall say no more. Did I miss anything out? Yes. Kurt's with me on the snares. Okay. What else was there? Snare types. Okay, we kind of passed through that. Flying colors. What else do we got here? We did the weather, cows in. Okay, shipping the furs. I kind of started into that, but I didn't really finish. Yeah, so we went and did pictures this morning with that because, as most of you guys know, I have never caught more than 18 coyotes in a season. And now being up to 23, I had 21 of them to hang up in a picture, which usually I probably only have like 10 because of shipping and that. Yeah, so we got some really nice pictures done. Dad came over, we got some pictures done with him, and then I put them back in the garage. Tomorrow, comb them out, bake them up, pack them up, get them ready for the sale. Meet the truck at 5:30, drop them off, and maybe cry a little bit. Just hard to see all your furs go like that.
Maybe meet some of the guys out there.
Maybe meet some new guys. Actually, yeah, you know what? One time I was out dropping my furs off, and I don't know if this guy would be. I doubt he'd be watching this, but if he is, yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I started talking like that, but anyway, yeah, this guy was kind of eyeballing me, and I wasn't sure what was going on. And he went over and he dropped his furs off the truck, and I was heading back to my van, and he was still eyeballing me. And then he kind of started coming towards me, and I thought we were going to get in a big fist fight. And I'm not much of a fighter, a little more of a runaway cry kind of guy. Yeah, I'm a lover, not a fighter. So I think it's just the Indian in me. We're peacekeepers. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not Blackfoot or anything like that. I'm not crazy. But anyway, Potawatomi, to be honest. You know what I mean? Turtle Clan, to be exact. And we don't mess around. Like, if there's a fight, we're going the opposite direction. You know what I mean? We're heading back to the smoke shack. And don't worry, I can say that because I'm legit native. I'd show you my status, but it's not here right now. Anyway, I don't know. I just totally got right off topic there. I don't know. I'm waiting for the views to either go really up or really down really quick. Your fur pickup is on Sunday. Yes, that is true. I think from here they head up north. Yeah. Heading east to west. So when they come by us. Where was I? Oh yeah, so this guy was eyeballing. He started walking towards me. I thought we were gonna fight. We didn't. He ends up coming up and he's like, "Man," he's like, "Are you a guy from on YouTube? Do you do YouTube videos?" And I was like, "Yeah, maybe. Depends on who you are and who wants to know, kind of thing." Anyway, he's like, "Oh yeah," he's like, "I watch you and used to live down south, and now I'm up here." And so yeah, it was kind of cool that somebody recognized me from YouTube, and they weren't a serial killer, so that was always good. And so we got chatting, and look at that, I brought in another viewer. We're up to 8. Boom, just like that, guys. That was a good Indian story. That's what did it. Yeah, so I don't even know where that story was taking me.
You meet people. You meet new people. YouTube.
Yeah, sorry, YouTube, meet new people. Went out. So maybe I'll see somebody, tomorrow night. Like the Mennonites. They're always interesting. They always pull up there, hot rodding it in, bringing the buggy in sideways on the ice. But I mean, they settle down pretty quick, tie up the horse, and away they go. But yeah, they're always kind of quiet folk. I know a few of them pretty good, but a few of them I don't. You know what I mean? Just the way it is. But they actually bring in a fair amount of fur. I'm not surprised, but I mean, yeah, they do a pretty good job. Coyotes, like mixed bag. So, yeah. So that sale is March 28th through the 31st, and so that's what these furs are getting shipped for. The first pickup was back in early December, and this pickup now both of those pickups are going to the same sale, March 28th to 31st. And then there is also another pickup in early mid-April, and then that sale is in May. So yeah, only 2 sales. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that. I wish there was at least one more, but not much you can do. Yeah. G Trapper in the house. How's it going, bud? But yeah, so sale 28th, 31st. Hoping the prices are good. Market forecast is calling for it to be pretty good, steady, kind of same as last year prices. Haven't heard a whole lot more recent stuff as to prices or anything like that. Obviously, there hasn't been any sales to judge it off of this year. And now that NAFA's shut down, there hasn't been any NAFA talk as to what their sales have been like. So I don't really know what the outcome is going to be, but I'm sure it's going to be strong. Actually, I'm really interested to see now that NAFA is shut down as to what that does for fur harvesters. Because in my mind, I'm thinking there's going to be a lot more furs at fur harvesters. And I guess it could work kind of one of 2 ways. One, it could kind of flood the market and it could be a bad thing. The other is it could flood the market and be a good thing. I don't really know. Not much you can do either way. But yeah, I was talking with Dad actually today in the garage about that, and I'm really hoping that trapping stays steady, stays afloat, and my kids can grow up trapping and wearing real fur. Yeah. Because if anybody's been watching California, they have put a 100% ban on trapping. And from what I understand, their neighboring state is looking at doing the same thing. They want to follow suit, which is not good. Not good at all. It'll be interesting to see how long California can last before poo-poo hits the fan as to coyotes, just nuisance animals, raccoons, rabies. Probably that'll be the first sign of zombies. Walking Dead coming from California. That's where it's all going to start, guys. But that's going to be another live chat. We'll have to get deep into that. We'll have to wear our tinfoil hats, and it'll be interesting. But kind of off note here. California, we get packaging around here, like on, like, say, a riding lawnmower when it comes here in the crate, and it'll say,
How many riding lawnmowers do you buy?
well, just where I used to work, I used to unpackage lawnmowers, and like, that's just one of many things that I've seen where, like, it causes cancer in California. Like, how does it cause cancer in California? But everywhere else is null and void. You know what I mean? Like, we're totally fine everywhere else, but in California, this stuff is killer, apparently. I don't know where this comes from, but anyway. Yes, Kirk is going to the sale in North Bay. Here's a question for you, Kirk, and anybody else that would know, but I have a feeling that Kirk would be able to answer this pretty good for me. To go to the actual auction, the actual sale, how is it? Like, is it pretty exciting? I feel like it would be pretty exciting. And B, like, can just anybody go?
Is it like a cattle auction?
Yeah, is it like a cattle auction? Like, you just go in and get a ticket or a number, and then you can bid on stuff? I'm not sure. Like, let us know. I feel like I could. You know what? Actually, I'm not sure how you do it, but Kirk is actually one guy that I would really like to invite to do a live chat with. I've watched Kirk in action in the past on other channels, doing live chats, and yeah, he does a good job. He's a very knowledgeable guy, and yeah, so I'll have to talk with Kirk, maybe behind the scenes, if you will, about possibly coming on board with me here and doing some live chat stuff sometime. But I'm not sure how you invite people, to come and chat with you and blah blah. But anyway, we'll figure it out. So I don't know. I'm hoping Kirk right now is typing up a storm as to what the sales are like and how easy they are to get into. Oh, there. Okay. So anybody can attend and anybody can buy. Well, that's interesting. That would, if I lived a little bit closer, you know what? That would be very interesting to go to. If I lived in North Bay, I'd probably be there at every sale. And they'd probably kick me out because I'm cheap and I'm not buying anything. Anyway. Before we get going too far here and get deep into the real life world problems, hoping to buy an Arctic wolf. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. Yeah, well, let us know how that goes, because that would be really cool to learn how all that happens. Now, when I do end up watching all the sales live, even the ones that have been in Helsinki, Finland. and are like at 1 o'clock in the morning, my time, which is crazy. That's ridiculous. Who's up at 1 o'clock watching a live fur auction? This guy. Anyway, but yeah, so I mean, I've watched the live auctions online, but I mean, it'd be a lot different being there in person. We'll do a video. Yes, that is good. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. And an Arctic wolf. Good man. That would be a really nice thing to have, actually. That and a polar bear, but I mean, who's got 20 grand or whatever to drop on a polar bear? You know what I mean? Oof. Dicey. Pricey. That's a lot of money. I mean, that's like 20 years of trapping wages.
20.
Well, 20 grand, a grand a year. You get, yeah, 20 years. Give or take. You know what I mean? But a polar bear would be pretty cool. I mean, how many people, you know what I mean? You go to their house and be like, oh, nice polar bear. Even if it's like a wall hanger or like you get the like half mount face deal with the rug. Be pretty cool, I think. Nobody would be able to eat like nachos and drink like grape juice on it, but I'm on old age pension. Yeah.
You're losing.
I know I'm losing people here. Oh well, that's all right. Maybe they're telling me we should get off. I don't know. Anyway, what I was going to say was before we get into this video too far, if anybody has anything that they would like to talk about, discuss, go into deeper, yeah, throw out a comment there, a little chat, and we can chat it up, discuss it, and see where it takes us from there. It definitely seems like where I am trapping, the coyotes have kind of slowed down a bit. I think maybe partly is because I've, taken out a few of them. The ones that are left are probably a little more nervous, especially at the bait sites and that. But we're still going to plug away and give her. Yeah, there's a guy a little ways away, a few kilometers away. He did really good last year, and this year he's not doing as good. I'm not exactly sure what the reasoning is behind that, but anyway. So like I said in the last video, we do plan on doing some farm chats, talking a little more on the farming side of our channel, homesteading, if you will. We haven't done any live videos on that stuff yet. And that's mainly just because, well, yeah, I'm looking forward to that, Kirk. That's where I was kind of going with that chat, and then I kind of lost focus. But yeah, so we had a pretty good push there, the first 3-4 weeks of trap checks. And then it started to taper off, and now it's pretty slow. I'm not going to lie. But what I'm hoping for is, in our area, coyotes are usually breeding mid to late January and then in February. So I'm really hoping that with breeding season kind of right around the corner, starting soon, that we're going to have some new dogs moving into new territory, more dogs running, just looking to find their mate. And so then I'm really kind of looking forward to that. But yeah, I haven't seen any sign of breeding yet, but that's not to say that it's not right around the corner. What else? What do you?
Tim's gotta go.
Tim's got to go. Got to go late dinner with the family. You're doing a great job, Mike. Thank you, Tim. Much appreciated. Go and have some supper and spend some family time. Yeah, to everybody that's in here, thank you for stopping by. I'm not shutting down just yet. Okay, so cool your jets. But I do appreciate everybody that stops by and everybody that watches the channel and checks out all the videos and leaves comments. You should buy your wife a goat. Najwan Farms. You best not. I ain't buying any more goats. Keep hedging. Ciao. See you later, Tim. Yeah. We are planning on doing some farm videos or farm live chats. I'm going to try and get Jess here, who's sitting next to me, but off camera, to sit in on those. And I'm into farming too, but she kind of knows more in depth about some stuff, a lot of stuff when it comes to farming than I do. I just drive tractor and I just pretended.
You're just my Mennonite Mike.
Yeah, I'm Mennonite Mike. I'm Engine Joe and Mennonite Mike. Yeah, so we're gonna do some of those, and those are gonna be completely different videos, or live chats, I should say, just because obviously they're not gonna be trapping, and Jess will be in on those. So if you guys are interested in farm talk and homesteading and that kind of stuff, those will appeal to you. But yeah, if you're not and you're just kind of into trapping and not into the farming thing, then you probably won't watch those. But because our channel is diverse in that way, we have quite a few viewers that watch the farm videos and not the trapping. So kind of gotta do live chats for both. Yeah, keep everybody happy. I am planning. I know I'm doing one tonight, but I am thinking I might do a live chat tomorrow night. I'm not 100% sure exactly whether or not that'll happen, but that is my plan: is to do a chat tomorrow night, and maybe that'll be our first farm one. I'm not sure. You know, we try not to do things too much by the books around here. Try and keep life spicy and unpredictable. Anyway.
That's awkward.
What? It wasn't awkward. No. Anyway, nobody is chatting it up here. You guys got to give me some topics, or ask me some questions, or we gotta keep this ball rolling. I feel like it's been a really good chat so far. What? Yeah, they need to contribute. That's the word. See, Jess really should be on screen here with me, because she's got like the big fancy words, whereas I'm like
Anyway.
So, you know what I mean?
All right.
But where she's like got like all the thesaurus words. But anyway. See? Anyway, that's as good as I got.
Your baby's
I
crying.
hear that. Any videos that you guys, or anything that you guys have thought of in the past, if you guys do watch any of my videos, have you guys in the past or present thought of any videos that you guys might want to see done by myself? Whether it's trapping, farming, hunting, whatever. Let us know, because we'd be able to do that. We got the technology, we got a camera. Yeah, I just try and video the stuff that I kind of think that is appealing. So in other words, what I would want to watch kind of on YouTube. I know it's not maybe necessarily always, exciting as it should be, but that's kind of the way life is. It's not always that exciting. But yeah, I mean, if I'm not catching stuff on the line, I'm not catching stuff, and I mean, I'm not gonna just video nothing. But anyway, Just trying to think of some other stuff. I got thinking today, this is kind of just a random fact of knowledge, but I've snow blown my driveway twice this year. And Wyatt's back. I'm back. Wife took the truck to work. Luckily, she knows I'm trying to lose a bit of weight, so she left me the car buried in the snowbank to help me on my quest. She loves you. She loves you, man. I'm telling you right now. Oh, I see. Oop, sorry. My apologies. Here's the cat. Make a decent pelt. No spots, but it's prime.
Stripes.
It's prime. Stripes. Well, you got to keep her there, Wyatt. Sounds like she's still into you. Still appreciates you. She maybe doesn't appreciate your looks, but that's all right. Looks change. Trust me, I know. I used to be a smaller guy too. But then life happens. You get married and you're like, screw it. I don't even like, yeah, Burger King. Exactly. I tell you, I'm glad I live in the country. Some days I'm like, screw it, let's move to town and have a 10-foot driveway instead of a 10-mile driveway. But if I lived in town, seriously, it'd be like Burger King every day. I'm telling you. I might only live to see like another year or two, but it'd be worth it. Yeah, my wife never brushes off our cars. I always do it. Anyway, I was saying that I've snowblown like twice this year. Last year, I was talking to my brother tonight on the phone, and I was saying how, yeah, snowblown twice. And last year, in 18 hours, we had a big storm come through, and I snowblowed 3 times in 18 hours. Our driveway is like really, really long. It's like 1/4 of a kilometer long, or yeah, somewhere around there. And so if you don't keep it open, and it's like got like big gullies and a river runs through it. There's a movie about that. And
It's a creek, not a river.
I know, but
I guess it's
is there a creek? Is there a movie called Creek Runs Through It? There probably is, but it's probably like rated. Who
But we're
knows?
on this side of the mountain.
Yeah, we're on this side of the
My
mountain.
side.
My side of the mountain. That was a good book. You know what? I don't read, but that was a good book. I read that book. Anyway, our driveway is like pretty crazy, and if you don't keep it clear, it will quickly build up with 5-foot drifts. So, and then it's really hard to keep clean. So yeah, I had to keep it open, keep it clean, even though it was snowing and blowing. Yeah, it was just garbage. And at the time, we only had a van and a car, both 2-wheel drives. The car was a rear-wheel drive, and it was a piece of garbage. Anyway, the car finally gave up the ghost, and we were finally able to buy a truck. Yes, 4-wheel drive truck. So now I'm not as anxious about the driveway, if you will. Broke a cable on the snowblower, or she would have had the driveway done before. Buddy! Did you ask her what was wrong with the shovel? Because you should have asked her what was wrong. You should have been like, buddy, or whatever. Not buddy. You don't call your wife buddy. But buddy, you should have said to your wife, like, the shovel's right there and it's not broke. So, you know, there's no excuses really. But I mean, maybe you don't. Yeah, I know you got to pick your battles. You got to watch, you know, the fights that you take. And that would have been a,
She's in a shovel.
that would have been a, yeah. Sounds like the river Burt Reynolds took a canoe down. She says she lost the keys to the shovel. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what movie you're watching there with Burt, but might be the same one that I was thinking about. Sure.
River runs through it.
Yeah. Does that have Burt Reynolds?
Burt
I'm not.
Reynolds.
You know what? But I don't know who Burt Reynolds is. I know you're probably gonna freak out, but I've heard the name, but I don't know who he is. She said, "Huh?" She said she lost the keys to the shovel. There's no excuses, okay? There's just no excuses. My wife doesn't drive the tractor either, which is, we got a 3-point hitch snowblower. It's like 7 feet wide.
There's Burt Reynolds.
There's Burt Reynolds. She just grew. Oh yeah, that's Burt Reynolds. I know who Burt Reynolds is now. Anyway, she doesn't drive the tractor, and
I have.
she can, but she doesn't like to. From what I know, there's 2 reasons. One I fixed this summer. One was the little label as for like the gear shifting had like just rubbed off because it was, it's a 1973. So she's old. And anyway,
Not me.
no, not her. She wasn't born in 73. Good gravy. Not that that's old, but I mean, for how old I am, that would be weird.
No one said you're a favorite Robert.
Yeah, it's the opposite. I was born in 73 and she's 90s, but that's all right. So that little label had worn off. So that was one issue. She really didn't like that. But this summer I bought a new label. It was like $18. I was retired. But I thought, you know what, if it got her on the tractor once or twice, just even like it's pain. Like I'd be like, hey, can you hop on there and move it while I, adjust this? And she'd be like, I don't know. Anyway. So I bought it, put it on. She still hasn't used it, but anyway, no big deal. The other issue is she's like 5 feet tall, and like tractors aren't really adjustable as to like your feet. So she pretty much just can't reach any of the pedals, brake and clutch. So
5'3".
You're 5'2" at best.
I'm 5'3" and a quarter.
Whatever. Sounds like we're domestic here. No one's making a reference. No one's making a reference to your river. No. Okay, I got you now. Yeah.
Stroking.
This is what it's come to.
Walks on the pedals. Excuses.
It would take some pretty big blocks. It's literally funny when you watch, like her whole body shifts, for the brake to one side, and then like if she's got a clutch, she like throws her whole body off this side to get onto the clutch. Anyway, yeah, it's a bit of a show, but it's not bad. But if
we
she's
got the truck, so I can haul hay wagons now.
yeah, she's gonna haul hay wagons with the truck, I guess now. I don't know. That's the van. That'd be dicey. But yeah, so yeah, I would like to get another tractor. Second tractor would be nice. It's difficult sometimes only having one tractor. Sounds like a video to me. I'm not sure what you're talking about. If we're talking about Bird again, or
taking the canoe down the 2 trees.
Yeah, or like domestic. I'm not sure what video you're talking, but you're probably right. It probably would make a good video. Either way, domestic dispute with Burt Reynolds. There we go. While in a river.
With no paddle.
With no paddle. Oh, Jazz. That was brutal. That was brutal. I'm gonna see if I can get my internet out, if it'll reach out in the garage. If that's the case, I'll be able to do some live streams from out there, whether I'm skinning or whatever. So that'll be interesting to see. I might have to move my whatever it's called modem, internet modem. It's down in my basement right now, and apparently that's not the greatest spot for it. Just with all the metal duct work and everything, apparently it can slow things down. Advice for when you take the course. Not really any advice so much. Yeah. It depends on what course you're taking, because where I am, the guys that are offering the courses that I've seen, and I forget whether or not you're in like what province you're in. But for where I am, it all depends because some guys do like a super duper course where it's like a one weekend kind of deal. Okay, Ontario. Okay, so, but other guys like to do like a full week. So when I did it up in Goagama, I did it with Joe, and course and test is easy. Yes, the course and test they are easy. I mean, they're pretty much designed to
Just information, right?
yeah, information, just so that when you're out there trapping, you know what you're doing. But yeah, when I did mine with Joe, I spent the week there in Goagama, and I think I paid an extra. What was it? I forget what it was. I paid like an extra maybe $200 or something like that to stay with him instead of a hotel, which was obviously a no-brainer. To stay in a hotel in Goagama would have been cold, but no, not well, maybe, but it would have cost I don't know $50 a night or whatever. So it was a no-brainer as to staying with him. Plus, for that $200, they also provided the food, the meals, and everything like that. So I mean, I was totally on board. Slept in the basement, and it was great. 40 hours total, 40 hours classwork, and 8 hours on the line. Maybe things have changed. That or Joe was a good guy. I'm not sure. Joe was a good guy. I know that for sure. Let's put it that way. Not past tense. He is a good guy. But anyway, I stayed with him for the week, and we were out on the trap line every day. On snow machines, it was, I think, December, but up in Goagama, they already had like 20 feet of snow, and it was like minus 40. It was actually pretty brutal, but it was still fun, I guess. Stepped off the snow machine, stepped up to my yin yang, and I pretty much just made a snow cone right there. Yeah. So every day trap line, we were in his garage in the evenings and that, skinning, flashing, doing that kind of stuff. And then I had the little binder there of the course stuff, the book stuff, and I had already read through that prior to going up there. And then I sat at his kitchen table and went through, did the test, easy peasy, and yeah, I think I could even maybe look in the book. I'm not 100% sure on that, but it was a very easy test, especially if you read any amount of the book. It was very straightforward, easy questions. Like I said, it's designed for you to pass. It's really nothing to worry about, especially if you're into trapping. You'll kind of know a lot as to what the questions are on the exam. What? Can you grab me a glass of water? And yeah, so like I said, it depends on who you take it with. I heard you say I'm actually gonna maybe not answer that. I kind of slipped up there. I was kind of hoping nobody would hear that. So we'll just leave it at that. I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm not a super sleuth, but I'm pretty sure if somebody wanted to, come and say hi, and I don't really mean come and say hi, but I'm pretty sure, like, if they pieced all my videos together, I'm not that great. I used to talk with this one guy on YouTube, and he was very, how do I put it? He, like, legit nobody knew where this guy lived. Like, even if you watched every single video of his, you would never piece together as to where he lived. He would never tell you. He would never give you any clues. I think he was in Ontario, but as far as I know, he could have literally been in Quebec. which is not good. Not good at all.
You can't say so.
I know I can't say things like that. Watch, I'll probably drop a viewer just because they were from Quebec. But I mean, yeah, he could have, like, he literally could have been from the bush in Quebec. I don't know. But he was pretty good at hiding who he was. Anyway, I'm not that good. If they wanted to find me, they'd find me.
Who? Who's looking for you?
Wyatt. Wyatt's looking for me. Wyatt wants to know where I live. And I screwed up and said something earlier, and now he's trying to track me down. Lucky for me, his wife's gone and his car is snowed in. So I don't have to worry tonight. And yeah, the snow shovels broke down. So that's all good. Anyway.
The island?
I spent a long time on the west end of the island when I was a kid.
We've heard about that island. We don't speak of that one.
Yeah, now I'm kind of confused as to which one we're talking about. But anyway.
We don't speak of that one.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. There is a lot of deer, though, Kirk. You are right on that. A lot of deer. The island would actually be quite a bit out of water if there wasn't so many deer. But the deer are really keeping us submerged. So it's a pretty small island. But that's all right. Now, Kirk, on the other hand, if you wanted to find Kirk, Kirk is out there big time. Gives out his address when he is and isn't home.
He's home now.
Is he? Did he say that?
Oh. Well, he lost his keys in his car, so he's coming home, right?
Not Kirk. That was Wyatt. You got to keep up with the times here, Jess. And she's not really Jess. Jess is just our stage name. No, not really.
What island is that?
I lived in Sudbury for a while, and man, when you get talking about islands in Sudbury, that becomes actually quite controversial. Like knife fights, gun shootings.
The island doesn't mean.
Yeah, you say the word island down there, and it's just a free for all. It's actually a little bit sad, because if you're talking about one island and everybody else is talking about a different island, it's like you're in trouble. You better watch out. I was gonna say something, but I won't.
No one should have to live in Sudbury. No one should have to live in Sudbury.
I don't see that. Oh, now it popped up. No one should have to live in Sudbury. I agree. It's cold. It is cold there. Nothing but rock and birch trees. Like, what a place. What a place. I mean, yeah, I understand. It's got the mind or whatever there.
It's got Science North.
Science North.
Big Nickel.
Big Nickel. I went down in the Big Nickel mines one time for a tour. I tell you, that's exactly. It is exactly like Quebec. Well, I shouldn't say exactly. It's kind of close, like talking about Quebec. Quebec is pretty much the worst. Just because John Howell, I lived in the Sioux for years, rocks and birch. John, way to speak up. Like, just out of nowhere, boom, John Howell. Starts it out with an LOL. I like this guy. I've been flapping my gums here. Pretty much just Wyatt and Kirk and the odd other guy speaks up, and then John just boom. Yeah, see, boom. Twice in a row. This guy, you want to talk about stealing the show? I might as well be quiet because John's on board now. Oh, well. No. Yeah. No, ever since Quebec wanted to leave and become their own country, I don't know. To me, like, that was just like, well, whatever. Like, once you put that out there, oh, we wish we were our own country, then it's like, how do you go backwards from that? You know what I mean? Like, you're one of the provinces. How do you retract that comment? So it's kind of like, Yeah, you're right. You should be your own country. Like, how long would that last? Quebec being their own country. I mean,
Okay.
Canada or the US is gonna like take over. They're gonna send war. Anyway.
University.
Beer's cheap. Yes, I heard that actually. And before Ontario came on board, they sold beer in like corner stores, which I think that's had a lot to do with
me out of business.
yeah, taking her out of business. She worked at a liquor store, works at a liquor store. So Justin Trudeau came on board with Bloc Québécois, and now I mean it's in every food basics. Pretty near. Beer's cheap in Quebec. LSSU for me, right on. Lake State. Oh, so you're talking about the US of A. The Americanas. Laker beer. Oh my.
Like drinking Lucky.
Oh, I think that's pretty close. Lucky. I got a story about that. That takes me back. Both sides. Man, what a dark time that was. Anyway, man, we have really gotten far away from trapping, which is fine. Obviously, this is where you guys want to be. You guys want to be talking about
the dark side of Sault Ste. Marie.
The dark side of Sault Ste. Marie. You want to talk about Quebec and Sudbury being nothing but rock and birch trees. And you know what? Let's throw it in there. The Webley. Anybody been through Webwood? Show of hands. I know I have been. Trans-Canada Highway 17 goes right through Webwood. I mean, you cannot. There's no way around Webwood. I mean, unless you take the back roads. But who does that? I mean, you head right through Webwood. And anyway, I'm gonna wait and see if anybody
goes to Webwood.
See Wyatt. He's been to Webwood. He's probably been to the old Webley. I mean, it's shut down now. But right on. Maybe that's why they shut down, because Wyatt went there. Wyatt. Smaller strip club. I think she was the first stripper there, was the mayor.
You don't want to do there.
No. Kirk, come on. Kirk, I know you're lying. I know you're lying. If you have been west of home on Trans-Canada, you have been through Webwood. Charlie M's back. How about
Louisiana?
Well, I think, Charlie, remind me, I think you're from Louisiana, right? If I'm not mistaken. I think that's where he's from. So maybe his Mediterranean Louisiana is like our Webley. Oof. If that's the case, I hear you. And the treasures too. Ooh, there was lots of treasures. Maybe I blinked. Well, you know what? In all honesty, it wouldn't even take a full blink, and you're right through it. But yeah, it had like, just to kind of give you guys an overall of Webwood, it had like a little strip club, family owned and operated, which is, you know what I mean? But yeah, dad was bouncer. Mom and daughters kind of were the entertainment, if you will. And grandma was kind of.
Right?
What's that?
You're too young to know.
I'm too young to know, but from what I hear, grandma was in the background or in the back rooms. Yeah, anyway, needless, I'm not going on with that one. But my buddy actually went there. He said it was a bit of a show. It wasn't too far off of the description I just gave it, but that was back in his younger days too. Anyway, she's quite talented. Okay. The mayor?
Great family business.
Great. Oh, man. You know, if you can't count on family, who can you count on? Really? Yeah. So moving on.
Drove through there last week.
You did too, didn't you? Why? Well, the views have sure gone up here pretty quick, eh? Once we get talking about all this other stuff, everybody's like, man, screw traffic. We don't want to talk about traffic. We want to talk about everything else.
Old Tumblr.
Mardi Gras. I'm not even sure what Mardi Gras is, to be honest. Oh, she's going to get on the Google. No beads. John's had bad experiences. That's all right. To each their own, eh? Mardi Gras. Looks like a crazy, lots of colors, dancing. There's even a jester.
Can't see that.
The dark side of every town I've been to. Every dark side. Yeah. Maybe it involved beads. Hope not. Oh boy. You're getting late for heading to the barn, you know that, eh?
Yeah.
Not good. Oh, what else? What else do you guys want to chat about? We went
Fat Tuesday.
Fat Tuesday in
Is that like
French.
Fat Friday?
Fat and a party for about 2 weeks. Fat Tuesday in French. And a party for about 2 weeks. Robbie Moore, where did you come from? Been on here for an hour and 12 minutes, haven't heard a word from the guy, and then boom, sends me 4 smiley faces with shady glasses. So I'm selling my fur tomorrow, John. Yes, I am too. See you later, Kurt. Thanks for stopping by. Where are you from? Robbie Moore. Is that for me, Robbie? If that's for me. We just got finished kind of talking about that whole situation. We're trying to keep that on the DL.
Deserted island.
Yeah, it's a deserted island. There's literally only like 2 trees on it.
100 deer.
But 100 deer, yeah. PE Island, Canada here. You're in PE? Wow, you're way out east. He's not from the island. That's right. Wyatt. Why you just keep bringing it up? Hey, what a guy. Lucky for me, there's a few islands. That's all right. Oh, yes, PEI. No, I think that's where Robbie is. I think Robbie's from PEI, is what I'm gathering.
Got 10 people now.
I know.
You just throw names out there like that.
What? Where? Yeah, I'm from PEI. I'm not from PEI. And not St. Joe, wherever that is. Starts with an M and ends in Ulan.
Ulan?
No, I don't even know what's going on now.
South of the Sioux.
South of the Sioux. That's what I usually say is I'm near Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, Canada.
In Algoma.
Algoma region. South of the Sioux. PEI is the land of red soil.
Where the potatoes grow.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Potato Island. That's where Lay's gets all their product from. Yeah. Well, they don't get their potato chips from PEI. They get the potatoes and then they make the potato chips. Come on.
Farmers should know that.
That's disappointing. She thinks that potato chips just grow in the ground. Going to harvest my bag of potato chips. No. Yes, Spuds. There you go. See, Spuds.
Bud the Spud. No.
Wesley had a dog named that, Bud the Spud.
Who's Wes?
Wesley's another guy. Oh, Spuds and lobsters and oysters. Spuds and lobsters and oysters. You know what? I love all three. I'm not a huge fan of spuds, to be honest. Potatoes are not one of my things, but lobsters and oysters. I do love me some lobsters. Now, that is oysters from the east. Now you go west, and you get oysters. No, that's not my cup of tea. Because you go out to the prairies, head out west, and you ask for oysters. They give you prairie oysters, from what I hear. I've never been that far. I've never been past Wawa, if you will.
The goose.
Yeah, the big goose. I mean, how can you go past the big goose? Like, you get to the goose, and it's like there's nothing. Yeah, you've seen it all. There's nothing worth going past the big goose that could, outdo it. Stomping Tom was from PEI. I'm not gonna argue with that. The goose. There you go. John knows what I'm talking about.
He grows oysters and fish lobsters. How do you grow oysters?
You grow oysters? I'm glad you don't grow crabs. Yeah, you're sick. White River. Is that where you're from, John? John's from White River. White River. Yeah, I grow oysters and fish lobsters. Anyway, for those of you that don't know what prairie oysters are, you can always just Google those. Or I can just give you the quick lowdown. So you go out there, you ask for oysters, they give you prairie oysters. Prairie oysters are what hang underneath the back end of a male cow. In other words, it's the dirty old testicles from inside the nutsack. That's what you get. And there's no reason in this world that you should be eating that. With all the other good food, like the oysters from East.
And Burger King.
And Burger King. Robbie Moore. Yes, check out my YouTube. Yeah, I grow oysters and fish lobsters. And you YouTube? You YouTube? Is that what your channel is about? Is growing oysters and fish lobsters? I live in southern Michigan now. I'm transplanted. Oh, John. John's in Michigan. Oh, tisk tisk. No, that's all right.
Just growing oysters intrigues me.
You?
Yeah, there's 200 videos.
Yes, I have like 200 videos. Well, my wife is now interested in growing oysters. So
In our river.
yeah, are they freshwater oysters? Because like those, we got lots of those around here. They're just called. They're not oysters. They're called clams. Freshwater clams. I don't think.
And crayfish.
And crayfish, which where? Oh, sorry. Charlie M. If you're still on here, crayfish. I think you guys call those crawdads, if I'm not mistaken. I subbed you, Robbie. Saltwater. My channel's under my name, Robbie Moore. Okay, I will be checking that out. Actually, I think Jess is already on it. She is looking into that right now. Right now, we are trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and I tell you, it is a lot of work. We're at like just over 800. We are trying to get to 1,000. something fierce. But yeah, it's a slow go. I'm famous here on the East Coast. Wow. Now we know a famous person.
No famous person.
Oh, he's even got an old tractor.
Not a little bit older than yours.
A little bit older than mine, a little bit
He's got a
smaller.
new tractor too.
Oh, he's even got a new one. And a boat?
You don't even have a boat.
I don't have a boat. Our creek's not big enough. River's not big enough.
There it is. The crayfish.
Crayfish? Thanks. No problem. I'm famous here. Used to catch clams when we fished for walleye out on the St. Mary's. It's a grind for sure. I'm famous here in my trap shack. John's famous here in his trap shack. Are you just self-proclaimed famous? I believed Robbie. I don't know that I believe John.
Just the name, or what makes you not believe him?
I'll see what he says.
He stumped you.
Yeah. Looks like I stumped you. Yeah. Well, it doesn't take much. It really doesn't. You've achieved that. Oh, man.
Oh, I didn't.
Yep. I'll stay here.
You stay here.
What's the temperature out now? Minus 11 and a half, guys. So maybe it won't even touch minus 20. Hard to say. It's been dropping pretty decent today. But no. Sorry about that. You guys just seen all 5 of my chins. Do you own your own business? I'm guessing that you own your own oyster farm. That is very interesting. I've never known a person that has owned an oyster farm. I do now. That's pretty cool. Seven people watching and only 3 people commenting. That's all right. That's all right. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm getting tired. Yes, I do. We are building a new shop so we can ship oysters around the world. Wow. So obviously business is booming if you are expanding, which is good. That's good. We just raise cattle here. We don't raise oysters. Just cows and goats, but our staple is cows, beef cows, Charolais. Well, I think it's kind of starting to slow down here. I'd like to farm some cows here. Yes, land is expensive, and to do cows, you pretty much have to have some land. Yeah. We only own 100 acres where we are. And then we farm, lease or whatever, if you will. We farm our 100 and then we pasture another 150 and then we farm another 200. So what's that? 450 acres roughly. Yeah. Well, my brother-in-law is actually a real estate agent, so I kind of know a little bit about it. But or price is not about it, but prices, and it kind of all depends on the land. If it's swamp, you're looking at, I think it's around $600 to $800 an acre, depending on how swampy it is. For a standard bush lot, that has a mixed bag of trees on it, I think you're looking between that 8 and 1,000. If it has a lot of maple on it, potential business there for syrup, you're probably looking at around that 1,000 to 1,200. And then farmland, cleared farmland that is tillable, you're looking at around probably 1,500 an acre. And then if that land is tiled, it's even more than that. So it kind of all depends on what you're looking at for property, but yeah, farmland. So farmland is in that 12 to 1,500 an acre range, somewhere in there. But yeah, unless it's tiled, like I say, and then it's more. But yeah, so I mean, it gets pretty pricey. Oh my goodness, yeah, 5,000 acres, a little bit absurd. Yeah, that's nobody can afford that. Yeah, and I mean, Southern Ontario. I had a guy that was coming up and buying calves a few years ago, and he was saying that our 100-acre farm, the way it is, down where he's from, would sell for $1 million, which is absolutely nuts. That's crazy. So I told him if you wanted to buy my farm for $1 million, I was gonna hop in the car right then and just drive away, because I would definitely have done that. But that's just down there. We are actually, John, if you're asking me, which I'm assuming you are, wow, yeah, that's a huge farm. But yeah, so our farm, we're actually pretty small. We only have about 30 head, give or take. It's not real big, but we do run purebred Charolais, which is just a breed of cow. And so we have a cow calf operation, and then we sell the calves, is what we sell. And then we also are into selling hay. We sell round bales of hay. So yeah, that's kind of our market. Yeah. Yeah. So, and then I also farm for other local guys. All right, Wyatt, we'll see you later. Thanks for stopping by, and hopefully stop by next time. But anyway, yeah, so we kind of got talking a little bit about farming there, but like I said, some of you guys weren't in here at that time, but we're planning on doing kind of a live chat in the near future, possibly even tomorrow night, and that'll be focused towards the farming side of our channel. Tonight was gonna just be more trapping talk, but yeah. Yeah, the Amish people, Mennonite people, we have a fair amount of Mennonites up our way, and that's kind of one of those topics that I don't know. It's different, but yeah. Raccoons. I don't usually target raccoons. What kind of tractor are you running? I am running a John Deere 2120. Yeah, I don't normally target raccoons a whole lot. Huh? Yes, when they're in our corn patch, then I usually go after them. But usually that's out of season, and that's just to get rid of them. But yeah, I don't really set a whole big trap line or anything like that for raccoons. If I can maybe pick up the odd prime one there in December or something, I'll maybe try and get them. But other than that, I mean, I haven't put any raccoons up this year. I might go a few years without putting up a raccoon, and on a good year, I might put up 3 or 4. But yeah, I don't really go after them a whole lot, and really that's just mainly because the prices suck. If they were paying any amount for raccoons, I would be going after them. The other thing is I mean, we have raccoons, but we don't. I wouldn't say that we have like a crazy amount, right? Like I watch guys, down in some of the states and that, and like there's literally raccoons all over, and I mean, these guys are trapping 1,000 coons or whatever in a season, and like to do that where I am would be very hard to do. And as for coyotes, uh, there's the coyote population is pretty healthy where we are. Yeah, because of the deer, probably. There's a lot of natural um, feed for coyotes and wolves and bobcats. About 11 years ago in 2000, no, 2008 was the first season, so it would have been 2006. I think it was 2006. The local hunters and anglers group released wild turkeys, and of course they took off. They were, or not took off, but like they grew. The numbers grew. They in 2008 they were able to open up a season. So anyway, needless to say, we have a large amount of wild turkeys. So between the wild turkeys, our rabbit population isn't very good. Our grouse population isn't very good, but our deer population. So between the turkeys and the deer, the predators have a pretty good meal out there. Yeah, our moose population is coming back pretty good, but because we have deer, then we run into some problems there with the brain worm. But yeah, the moose kind of stay a little ways away from the deer. Actually, where my father-in-law is logging right now, there's 6 moose that are wintering on the one lot that he's logging right now. So that's kind of pretty cool. As for foxes, we don't have a ton of foxes. And I think that's probably just to do with the amount of coyotes that we have. We do have foxes. I'm targeting foxes right now. I've caught a fox. Foxes come through and wreak havoc on our chickens in the summer and that when they're outside. So we do definitely have foxes. We don't have foxes like we have coyotes. But yeah, I definitely target coyotes big time in the last 3-4 years. And that's just because 3-4 years ago, the market for coyotes started to go up. So once the prices, because I remember when I first started trapping, I was lucky if I got like $20 for a coyote, and $20 for a coyote was not worth doing coyotes. So I didn't target coyotes back then. I was mainly a water trapper, if you will. Not that stuff was bringing really any money back then, but I was after beaver, muskrat, and otter more so. Yeah, otter was good. I made pretty good money on otters there for a while. But yeah. So then coyotes kind of started going pretty high there, and now, I mean, I think last year my best coyote went for 180 some bucks. The year before that, I got top dollar on coyote. So yeah, so I mean, with prices like that, it's very. I mean, I would always like to trap coyotes, and I mean, I will always trap something. But it's always nice when there is that much of a return for the species that you're able to trap. So I've gone after muskrats in years past, just when they were averaging like $10, $11, then that was obviously worth getting muskrats for. Now I think they're down to 325, 350, which isn't bad still for muskrat. But again, our muskrat population here is not the greatest. To go out and get 1,000 muskrats is pretty much, I'm not going to say impossible, but you'd be working all season and you'd be putting in a lot of time and effort to get 1,000 muskrats. The best I've done is maybe 20 or 30 muskrats, in a season. And I think it was 30 some maybe. But I mean, that took a fair amount of work actually just to get that many. So yeah, and driving, like you'd have to drive a fair amount to get anything like that. So PEI is full of wild fox. Foxes are actually a really nice animal. I really like their fur. The fox that I caught there a week or so ago. It's just all we have for foxes here are red foxes. We don't have anything crosses or grays or anything like that. But the reds that we do produce here are usually pretty nice, and I really like seeing them. But yeah, my in-laws had some foxes in their hay mow, and that's where they would actually den, is underneath the hay, and they'd have their pups in there. I actually went out one time because my wife grew up there, and at the time she was still living at home before we got married, and she had her goats there, and they were kidding, having babies, and there was this fox sleeping up in the hay mow. We could see it from the road, so I went and got one of their guns, and I went sneaking around the edge, and it was just sleeping there. And anyway, I woke it up. Not really, like it didn't wake up; it kept sleeping. But anyway, I shot it, is what I'm getting at. So that was pretty cool. No kidding. Yeah, exactly. So $12 to $15 for coons, I think would be pretty good, especially if you're talking US dollars. I think the coons here, in the past, I've gotten like maybe 10 US dollars. And again, because it'd be a little difficult to get a ton of raccoons. It'd be hard to make really any.
You can get them in the summer, but not raccoons.
Yeah, in the summer they're running all over, kind of, but yeah, in the cornfields and that. And that's the other thing, because raccoons are semi-hibernators. The last few years, come November, we have like -15, -20 in November. So to start trapping raccoons, by the time season comes on, I maybe have like a few weeks before they start to more or less den up. So it's kind of hard to trap the raccoons here. Down lower in the States where, the temperature stays maybe a little bit warmer and a little more consistent, it'd be easier. But yeah, here they're usually starting to den up late October, early November. So last year we had, a foot of snow and -20 the first week of November. So makes it hard. How many rats would you expect to get, say, this season? And actually, how many raccoons? I'm kind of curious. Yeah. Like right now, in January, we do get, a warm spell where it gets maybe +3 or whatever in the day. And the odd time, maybe it'll stay right around the freezing mark. at night for a night or two. And usually, you will see when you're out on the line the following day, you will see signs of raccoons coming out because it's warmed up. But it's kind of hard to trap them when they're only out for one night. 100 rats. Yeah, so that's pretty good. 100, that would be all right. That'd be a pretty good goal for here anyway, that's for sure. I do like muskrat trapping. I like water trapping, in all honesty. So when you're trapping the raccoons, do you let the smaller ones go, or do you kill the smaller ones and just not put them up? I know guys that actually kind of do both. I know guys that'll just whack the little ones and throw them away. But I also know the guys that'll let the smaller ones go to let them grow up. So that's kind of interesting to see. But yeah. I know I've caught young ones in the past, and I've done both. I have put them up sometimes, but usually you get like $5 for them, the real tiny ones, and it's just not worth doing them. But be nice to see some of the prices go up, especially for beaver and that. We have lots of beavers around here, and it'd be nice to see the prices on beavers go up. But the way they are right now, it's kind of hard to justify going out and spending half a day and chopping through 3 feet of ice, you know what I mean, to go and get a really nice beaver and then take the time to put them up and then only make, $10 or whatever on them. That's one thing that apparently sucks to have in your area is possums. We don't have possums here, as I'm sure you already know, but I'm pretty sure I'm glad that we don't have possums. Yeah, we don't have a ton of otter in this area. We do have a lot of beavers, but we don't have a ton of otter. Like, we live right on a creek here, and you might see sign of an otter coming through. I mean, I know that, they do have their, what do you call that? They'll come through every 2 or 3 weeks or whatever, the otters. But still, like, there's only usually one otter, and usually only see sign of them maybe 2 times a year. So I don't even know how often that he would be coming through. I realize there's probably more than one, but there's not a heck of a lot of otters in our area. So I have targeted otters in the past, and I've ended up with maybe 6 in a season. But yeah, there's not a ton of them. Yeah, mink are a bit of a kind of whole different ball game on their own. I've trapped mink, and we have mink. We don't have a ton of mink. Where we live is we don't have a ton of anything really. We're not really overpopulated by anything but deer, but and turkeys, yeah. But mink, yes, we do have mink coming through our creek here. Probably, I don't know, fairly often, especially in the spring when they're breeding and that. I've actually went out and shot them with the shotgun, just because you can see them down on the edge of the creek from the house, and with having our poultry barn close to the creek, it makes me nervous seeing them down there. So if I can, I will go down and usually take care of them. So I have shot a couple, and I have also trapped a few. Obviously, the ones that I shoot shotgun are no good, but I have trapped a few, and I'll put them ones up. I do like putting up
Hello?
Yeah, I just spazzed out there for a second. Mink. I do like putting up mink, and I like trapping mink, but they are a bit of a hard animal to trap, kind of. I find, but I'm not a mink trapper per se. Yeah, there's a fair amount of skunks in our area too. I've put skunks up in the past, but I'm not a huge fan of dealing with them just because of the smell. And obviously, you're not going to make a heck of a lot of skunks. But anyway, I think that's going to wrap it up. I've kind of gone on longer than I was thinking I would, but it's been good. They love the chicken pens. Yes, they do. They definitely love the chicken pens, which is not good. But anyway, I see that quite a few people have already hopped off. But again, thanks for stopping by, guys. We might be doing another live chat tomorrow night, and if so, it probably would be more. Well, I'd probably be on farming side of things. I don't know exactly when we'd be doing another live chat on trapping. It'd probably be early next week sometime, but we'll have to see. I'll probably try and start posting kind of like I did tonight. If anybody's seen where we, let you know like a notification or whatever that we're going to be going live in a few hours. If we know that we're going to be going live in another day or two, then we'll try and get that up as soon as possible, just so that you guys know. But anyway, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for everybody that chimed in on the chat. Thanks a lot, John. I think most of the other guys that were on the chat earlier have peaced out. But definitely thanks for Kirk and Wyatt stopping by, and Robbie, and there was another guy. John. And I think there was actually, anyway, sorry guys. What? Charlie. Yeah, I don't want to miss you guys. If I miss you guys, it's not that I don't appreciate you, but anyway. So everybody have a good night, and yes, it was great chatting with everybody. And until next time, guys, ciao.